Thank you so much, Bernard. Welcome, everybody. We appreciate your joining us today. As Bernard mentioned, we have lots of information that's at our disposal these days, information that we just didn't have access to many years ago. Even now, a lot of information is hard to find. If you are an advocate for self-care, as Bernard mentions, you tend to become one of those people that Googles things. I remember being in the hospital. This goes back a number of years now when a family member was dying, and the nurse, when we asked her to do certain things or asked if it was possible to take certain action, she sarcastically said, "Where'd you learn that on Google?" And she just looks, I mean, just so snarky, about it. And it was a little bit distressing, and that should have been my, cue then to get the family member over to someplace else where people were not so cynical, because they would unfortunately ensure that the family member didn't quite do as well as they could have done, in my opinion. But people are searching Google and they're trying to find answers. They don't know when to start. No matter what you search for, just put the expression immune system in on Google and you'll get millions of pages, millions of responses. If you can narrow it down and decide that you want to go um, to the official library of medical publications, and which is PubMed, if you find your way there and you're even more uh, discerning of a buyer or shopper, you search for something called glutathione if you've learned a little bit more. And you'll still find hundreds of thousands, millions of responses, references to the word glutathione. Where do you start? What if you want to do something for your glutathione? What if you want to do something for your immune system? Where do you start? You go talk to your doctor about it? Well, my sister-in-law, my mother-in-law, they did that, and the doctor just said, we just don't do that. We don't get a whole lot of training in that. Go to the health food store and see what you can find there. Well, what should we look for when we get to the health food store? Just more confusion, more confusion. So fortunately, we're at a point today where, as you can see, our subject matter is take control of your health. We feel like we've actually made it possible. We found a way for you and I, the average person, to be able to do just that, to take charge, to take control of our health. We could do something about it. We don't have to just sit back and accept things as they are, so to speak. We don't have to just, take things the status quo and be part of the statistics, because statistics right now is just not looking good. More and more people are coming down with heart problems. More and more people are developing cancers. They're even coining new phrases. There's another phrase that's floating around these days when it comes to cancer. They're referring to turbo cancers now. Younger and younger people are developing heart problems. Um, People are developing conditions that used to be only associated with aging, and old age is now becoming more and more common, even among young people. It can be depressing if you allow it to be, but we've kind of decided that the real way to go is to simply just take control. Take control. Don't be upset about it. Don't complain about it. Doesn't do any good. Just simply take control and do something about your health yourself. And you can be in charge. And there's a simple way to do it. It doesn't have to be very expensive either. And that was the way it was in the past. My wife had a lot of health problems. I mean, a lot of health problems. We couldn't figure out what was going on. She was allergic to everything. And then she was developing allergies to me. And I don't mean that in the funny sense of the word. She literally, if I got close to her, she'd start coughing. And it turns out that the lotions I was wearing, the deodorant that I was wearing, anything that was on my skin, she would react to it. So where do we start? And we went down that journey. That's the reason why I can tell you that the searching will just lead you down through a maze, trying to find your way through and figure out what to do. And we searched and we searched and we searched, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, just trying to find answers, taking every possible recommendation that anyone gave us. And it all led to nothing until finally, one day, some conversations with some caring people made it possible to get access to natural products that literally do make a difference with the immune system. And when we focused on the immune system and focused on my wife's gut, that's when we began to correct her autoimmune system issues. And it was a happy, gratifying moment. She can eat everything that I eat now, and she won't cough up a lung. She doesn't cough out of control when around me or certain lotions and things like that. Perfume, she's still a little sensitive to that. When people wear a lot of perfumes and cologne, she still has some problems with that. So we still haven't got everything taken care of. But instead of 99% of everything in life being a problem for her, now there's maybe only 2 or 3% of things in life that's a problem for her. So there are answers, and it doesn't have to cost you $50,000, $100,000, tens of thousands of dollars. You can do it very inexpensively right now. The new day. So hang on here a second. Let's get everybody and quiet down our background noise here a little bit. See if we can't move along. So anyway, as Bernard mentioned, my name is Jonathan Jones, and today is June the 30th, 2024. It's my pleasure and privilege to be your host and moderator for this afternoon. We do need to share with you our disclaimer. You've probably read half of it by now, just at a glance, but we need to let you know that the FDA has not evaluated the statements that we're making. You're going to hear some testimonials. They are purely anecdotal. Results are atypical, and that means that what happens to one person may or may not happen to you. Neither the Healthcare Support Association of America, Engage Global, Dr. Prasad, Jonathan Jones, nor any of the authorized representatives, hosts, or co-hosts of this program are making any claims that any supplements that we recommend will treat or cure any disease state. What you're hearing today, this presentation, is for information and educational purposes only. It is not intended to be a substitute for a visit to your doctor. We strongly recommend that you seek the competent medical advice of professionals that you trust. And we're very serious about that. Mainly because we by law have to make sure that you understand that we're not making any medical claims. But we do believe, again, that you can find plausible, realistic, reasonable answers. We got one story that we want to share with you, because as we're talking about taking control of our health, I think that one of the best ways we can do that centers around focusing in on sometimes an older person. If an older person can regain some youth and vitality, even when it comes to some serious things, you should be asking the question, what did that person do? How did they do that? And we had one example just a couple of years ago of an older woman. She was in her 90s. I got a phone call in the middle of the night. You know how it is when you get a phone call in the middle of the night, you just think, oh my God, who died? And turns out it was an accidental call. So I ended up having a conversation with this woman. Her name is Virginia. The next day, and she told her story. But she decided that wasn't good enough. She wanted to tell her story in such a way that all of you could hear it too. And she asked us to share her story from time to time to let people know exactly what happened to her. And I'm pretty sure that long after if she ever passes away, she's going to want her story heard. And so we're going to do that. We're going to let you get a chance to take a glimpse at Virginia and hear her story herself. She may even be on this meeting now tonight. So, and if she is, she can chime in and give us some of the updates to her story. But let's see if we can't get this to play for us here and give you a chance to meet Virginia Guillbeaux and let her tell her story at age 91. It was a delight to meet her last year when we all went down to Cancun, Mexico. She traveled there because she was serious about building a business in such a way that she could help other people to get to know about what helped her and what she felt changed her life. So we're happy to share that. So okay, let's see here now. Let's get some volume and see if we can't give you a picture as well.
By my sister, Evelyn Burns. She's 84. I'm 91.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I decided to look at this business is because she sent me a videotape, and I wasn't going to bother with it, but something said, well, look at it, because it was talking about a doctor on there. And me and her are very we're very self-conscious about our health. We love to hear about health. And so I said, well, I'm going to look at it. Let me see what this doctor got to say. I looked at the tape, and I tell you, before I got through the tape, a lady came on there with her testimony. And she was talking about two of the issues that I had, health issues that I had. And I couldn't imagine, I couldn't hardly wait to get off that, finish looking at the tape. But anyway, I finished looking at the tape, and I was figuring around, trying to see if I could get another video.
What did you say?
I suffer with two of, she had a few things wrong with her, but I have two specific things, health issues, and that's congestive heart failure,
mm-hmm.
and rheumatoid arthritis.
Okay.
And this is what got me. And she said she was taking this product. It was in a green bottle, original green bottle, original EMF.
Uh-huh.
And she also said she was taking the brain boost.
Uh-huh.
And so soon as I signed up, I ordered those two products.
Uh-huh. And what are you noticing?
Yeah, I wanted the same thing she took. And I ordered those products, but when my products came, I couldn't hardly wait for them to come. But when they came about 5 days later. I started taking them, and I started taking them just like she said she was taking them. She was doubling up on them. So I doubled up on them too. And I took those products. I tell you, before I started taking the product, I could not walk from my bedroom to the bathroom without being out of breath and winded. I would get to the bathroom and I would have to lean over on the sink to wash my face. And then my back, my lower part of my back would be hurting me. And I would put the toothpaste on the toothbrush, and I'd have to sit down on the toilet to brush my teeth. And I would, before that, I couldn't even go in my kitchen and get me a glass of water. I would have to lean over on the sink because my back would be killing me and I would be out of breath, winded. To get my water, I have a stool sitting by the sink, and I would have to sit on that sink to drink my water. Well, the third day after I took this product and did exactly what I thought that lady said to do, that she was doing, I got up off the bed. I woke up and got up off the bed and just walked into the bathroom, not thinking. Usually I would have to get up and sit on the edge of the bed and then sit a few minutes and catch my breath and then get up and go in the bathroom. But I wasn't even thinking. I got up and just walked on in the bathroom and stood up there and brushed my teeth, washed my face, And I didn't think about it till I got back into the bedroom. I said, well, what? To myself, I said, well, I didn't even have to lean or sit. But anyway, that same day, my daughter, she said to me, now this is the third day, only the third day I'm taking this micro daily and the brain boost. So I said, my daughter said to me, she said, Mama, she said, I want you to go with me to this convention. My daughter promotes 5-link CBD oil, and that the company was having a convention in Atlantic City. I live in New York. Well, I said to her, I said, Linda, I don't think I can go. I said, you know how I get winded just walking. And she said, well, Mama, just please come. She said, she kept insisting, please come. She said, just lean on the Lord, lean on God. And that's what I tell her sometimes when she, have a problem. I said, girl, lean on the Lord, lean on God. He'll take you through. So she gave me back the same message I give her. So she kept insisting. She said, Mama, ain't too many people got a 91-year-old mother that's living. And I want to show these people what a blessing I have. You living and you 91 years old. And she kept insisting. So I went on to the convention with her. But she was thinking that to go to the convention, Amtrak, we had to take Amtrak. Well, Amtrak takes you straight through. But when we got to the Pennsylvania Railroad, the Amtrak wasn't going straight through because they was working on the tracks. And we had to walk. We had to change and take 3 trains. And I tell you, the first train, we had to walk the equivalent of, I would say, 2 to 3 blocks. And there I was with my walk. But I was walking behind her. And every once in a while, she would look back and she said, Mama, you doing good. And one time she said that I just threw my hand up. I said, to God be the glory. And we made it to the to that train. We had to go to another train, and that was about a long block. And all of it, that was about 4 long blocks I had walked. And I just couldn't get over it. And Linda couldn't get over it either, I'm sure. But anyway, we made it to the convention. And when I got to the convention, I was able to go to every meeting for the 2 days with her. And I was just surprised at myself. So we got back home, and on the 22nd of October. Now I joined Engage Global on the 26th of September. They had a birthday party for my niece, who is the daughter of a sister of ours. We come from a family of children of 12, and I'm the 9th child. But my sister's daughter had a birthday party, and so many people came from all over. We have a large family. They came from all over the country. All her sisters and brothers, except the 2 that's deceased, came. And I went to the party. When I was at the party, everybody started dancing. And for some reason, I threw that stick aside and I went to dancing with them. And my nieces and nephews and family members, me being the matron of the family, they could not get over it. And I I couldn't get over it myself. I threw that stick aside. I didn't even take the walker with me. And I could not get over it myself. Well, I had a ball that night. To God be the glory. I just thank God for giving Dr. Prasad the knowledge to invent this product. I'm telling you, I'm in here now, almost about to shout, just talking about it. And then a few days ago, I haven't cooked a meal, not even breakfast. I haven't cooked a meal in, I would say, about before 2015. And 2019, they put a ICD in my body, which means it's a pacemaker and a defibrillator combined. Mm-hmm. And I still was having a problem. So I knew it was this product. The reason I wasn't having a problem breathing and was able to walk all those blocks, I said, it had got to be this product. And so I went in the kitchen and my right hand is a little crooked up from the arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis. Well, I wasn't even able to cut up an apple or say peel an apple before I took this product. But do you know, I've cut up a whole cabbage.
Oh, wow.
With this cooked up hand.
Oh, wow.
And cooked some cornbread and rice and whatever else I wanted. And I hadn't cooked or tried to cut up nothing. I wasn't able to cut up nothing, not even the apple, before I took this product. And I just want people, I try to tell it now everywhere I see somebody, everybody come in the house, I'm talking about. But I just want whoever is under the sound of my voice, if you just try this product. It may not do what it did, do for you what it did for me, but I tell you, if it don't hurt you, it certainly won't harm you. So please try it. And I want to say one more thing. The Bible said, all those that Jesus touched was healed. But when she touched him, she was made whole. And I want to say, as long as I live, I intend to touch Micro daily. And I believe if I touch this Micro daily, as long as I live, because I told my girlfriend the other day, I was going to live to be 100. I said, because 99 and a half won't do. And I believe if I continue to touch Micro daily, I'm going to be made whole. God bless everybody. Oh, and then another thing, I just want to say this too. I'm forgetting about some of the things to say.
I'm going to break in on Virginia there for 1 second because we actually have Virginia on the meeting now. She might even want to make a comment, and that's okay. Raise your hand if you do want to make a comment, Virginia. But you'll notice the point of our playing this is that at 91, there was a number of remarkable things that took place in this woman's life. On her third day, she noticed something just outstanding. Just being able to go from her bedroom to her bathroom without being winded, that got her attention on day 3. And all she did was take double doses of the product. And then she made plans to take a train and walk blocks at a time, something that she would not even dreamed of doing before. but she was able to do it. Then she ends up dancing at a wedding. Her daughter, I think, sent me a little video on that too, so I do have that. And then she's cooking, cutting up cabbage. I understand that cutting cabbage is not an easy thing to do. I'm not much of a cook, but it was pretty amazing for her to be able to do that. And still to be able to, anyway, she's regained a tremendous amount of quality of her life. So Virginia, if you want to unmute, we'll be happy to hear your comment on where you are now, and if you want to share any update on how you're feeling, and because you're making progress on that reaching 100, because we heard that 99 and a half wasn't going to do. So how you doing with here now 2 years later on the product? I know you're here. Let me see if we can't get Virginia to unmute. I see her she's on the list. If you can't unmute, that's okay. We'll get back to you again, Virginia. So just let me know whenever you are able to unmute, and we'll be happy to hear your comment on any updates that's taking place for you. So Virginia made something very clear. We met her in Cancun, Mexico, because she was determined to make that trip, and she had a chance to actually meet Dr. Prasad and the rest of the staff, and she had a chance to meet individuals like Dr. Piquet. Showed you one picture of that encounter, but this is the man that she credits with making the difference in her life. It wasn't that she went over to Walgreens or to Walmart or some health food store and just found something randomly. She was presented with evidence, and a little bit of the evidence that we're going to present to you in just a few moments. But the evidence centers not around something that someone very cleverly was able to conjure up in a laboratory. No, it centers around the genius of this man right here. And he didn't just decide to conjure something up, even though, yes, as a little boy, he was influenced by some very terrible things that he was exposed to in his life. But he also is, to this day, still committed to trying to do things that would help people. Look at his background. He was the world's first radiation biology PhD back in 1963. His products have been awarded 10 US patents. And this man has received millions of dollars in grant monies for his research, even $12.5 million from the Congress to support research in conjunction with the United States military and NASA. That's what led to the birth of the product MMF, Military Micronutrient Formula. And Virginia made reference to the original formula. So I don't think she was taking the original formula. She was talking about
Jonathan.
formula.
Jonathan.
There's Virginia. Hello.
Hello. I'm sorry. I wasn't able to unmute, but I finally unmuted. And I'm not able. I don't want nobody to see me in my night clothes, but I would like to speak and let everybody know I'm 93 years old and I'm still taking my products and strong as I can be. I just wanted to speak. I didn't know how to unmute, but I finally got unmuted.
Very good.
I turned 93 May 25th,
Wow.
1924. And I feel good. And I'm bragging, but I'm looking good. And I thank God for Dr. Prasad. I thank God. I can't stop thanking him for this product. And I kept working this thing so I can unmute. I had to let everybody know I'm still here.
That's it.
And alive and strong as an ox. God bless.
Virginia, thank you very much. I don't know. I mean, I know Dr. PK is on here and Bernard. She sounds the same as she did when we met her down in Cancun, Mexico. And she sounds the same as she did on that on the video, on the original call back 2 years ago. So you definitely have not declined at all, Virginia. So thank you very much for breaking in and letting everybody know, like you said, that you're still here and still very much alive. And in fact, every time we're on a program, and you feel like you have something you want to say, we want to hear it. Okay, so don't ever hesitate on that. So as you can see, folks, she's very much crediting. She believes, she's very much convinced that the reason why she's had the success with her health and is enjoying the quality of life that she has, she believes very much so that it's because of Microdaily and Dr. Prasad. That's her belief. And we told you that, what happens to one person may or may not happen to you. But you have a right to ask the question, is it possible? Is it possible that this stuff that this 91-year-old woman and her baby sister found, could it really make that much of a difference in a person's life? Or was it just a fluke? Was it just because her genetic constitution was such that she just needed it, and maybe just it won't work the same for everybody? Who knows? It's really impossible for us to say. I'm trying to just get this this image here so that you guys can see it very, very clearly. Are you looking at what share? What are you looking at? Are you guys seeing the same screen? You're seeing the science brochure right now, right?
Yeah, we see it, Jonathan.
Yes.
Oh, all right, good. Let's see if we can't get it to position so that it's easier to see the whole thing instead of just half the screen right now. Anyway, the point that I'm making while I'm trying to get that adjusted is Virginia credits Dr. Prasad for that. And during the entire time down in Cancun, Mexico, she was very clear with that. We got a whole lot of her story, some updates on her story back then, and some of the details that we didn't get before. But you got the essence of it in that story that you just heard right there. But I do want to share one more story with you also. Someone a little bit younger, in case you're, again, thinking that, okay, well, maybe this is just a one-off. And we'll get back to the brochure here in just a second. I don't want you to believe that that is the case, because it's not. Roberta had a very interesting results too. She's a little bit younger. I'm not gonna say a little bit younger. She's probably a lot younger. I don't really know Roberta's age at all, but listen to her story.
Absolutely. And in fact, in this next one,
The number of diseases
that I'm sharing with Mr. Roberta Rice, she is going to reference what she did with her knee. And just so that we don't have to stop the video for you to see the pictures that she sent, this is her knee with the saran wrapped.
It's all wrapped with Microdaily.
Yeah. And then that's what it looked like when she put the ACE bandage around.
Okay.
So that's, gosh, she didn't send me the after picture though.
Right.
But anyway, I just said, I want proof that you did this.
Yeah. Very good.
Here it is. This is the next one. It's pretty incredible.
In April, I had lost the ability to walk. Out of the clear blue, never happened to me before. My leg had swollen, and my right knee was 3 times the size of my left knee. And then Brother Jeff asked me, I got on Dr. Picola Roberts connected me with him, and he gave me a little remedy to do. He said, take Dr. Prasad capsules and open them and mix them with organic coconut oil and make like a paste. So I opened all those capsules. I mixed it with the organic coconut oil. I rubbed it on my knee like Brother Jeff told me to do. I wrapped it in syringe wrap. Then I wrapped it in the first aid bandage wrap, and I went to bed. The next morning, I was able to get up and put my leg on the floor, which I had not did for April and May. I had not been able to do that. And then after 3 days, I was hopping on my leg. I was able to put pressure and hop on it. In less than a week, I was walking completely, no pain, no nothing. to the young lady, Linda Ross, I had dizziness. I was extremely ill with autoimmune disease. I used to be on 99 pills a week. And then the company ran out of what I was taking for 3 months. God allowed Dr. Picola to call me, said she'd been thinking about me, and I start to get choked up and cry. She said, "How are you doing?" I said, "I'm very sick," and I just started to dump on her about my health. And yes, I felt dizzy. I kept taking it like she told me. Yes, I had loss of balance. I kept taking it like I was told. And so long story short, I wrapped my knee, and in a week, I was able to walk. 3 weeks later, my husband and I started going to the park, putting in 2 miles 3 to 4 times a week. No problems with my legs since. And if I had to, and having autoimmune, the doctor says I would be on medication for the rest of my life. Like 99 pills? Are you serious? I don't think so. So if I had to be on this for the rest of my life, my health is my wealth. And whatever I got to do, I'm going to do it, because a lot of times we wait until we get sick unto death. Because my husband and I was planning my funeral, and we wait till we get sick unto death. Then we want to try and hurry and take everything that we can take to help us. And so I'm doing good, no pain on my body. I used to have pain from head to toe, 24/7, no pain on my leg, no pain in my knee. Now both of my legs and knees are the same size. I'm so grateful for that. One last thing. The doctor told me when I come back that they were going to put me on diabetes medicine. My diabetic number was 6.8. And so she thought when I came back, I had my physical, and she said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "Your blood pressure is down from 150 over 90, over 120 over 70. My A1C went from 6.8 down to 5.4. Hello. And no cholesterol medicine. None of that, Dr. Prasad. I am so grateful. And the knee injection I was supposed to take, I called the doctor's office, canceled all of that. And all because of this and this.
Yeah. That's it.
Collagen. All because of that. Those right there. And I have everything else now. I'm in great and excellent health. No diabetes medication or injections. Thank you.
Wow. I think you guys got it. Roberta, are you on the call right now?
I am so on this call.
You want to give us a little bit of an update? I mean, because I know you weren't expecting that any more than Virginia was, but your stories will help anybody to understand the reality of what something natural could do to the body.
Yes, I'm still taking the product, not that I have to, but we should take it to combat against anything that tries to come on us. I'm a little hoarse, loss of voice. But I would say this, Dr. Prasad is a godsend. This man, this Dr. Hart is serious. He's compassionate about changing the health of the world. And I'm telling you, he is a godsend. A lot of people, and they say, take your medicine. But if you're taking these health supplements, these health vitamins on top of your medicine, then the medicine will no longer be needed if people would do as they are instructed. No shortcuts. Just do the do, and you shall come out all right. Not all right, but all right. That's a little bit more than all right. Okay. So I thank you once again.
Okay, so you're not just doing all right, you're doing all right, huh? And your goal was to not take 99 pills, Roberta. Is that did we hear that right? Do we still have you, Roberta? Or am I muted? No, I'm still there. Okay. All right. So did we lose you, Roberta? Yeah, I think we may have lost her. But anyway, you heard her say that her goal was to not have to take.
I'm back. Yes.
Oh, okay.
As I was saying, the doctor said I would be on medication the rest of my life. And I said, no way. The devil is a lie. My goal was to be on no medication. And I obtained that goal. And so, but I did what I was told to do. I submitted and I obeyed. Because if you know Roberta Rice sometimes try to take shortcuts. I'm kind of a fast-paced person. But I did exactly as I was told to do. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. No, thank you. Thank you. We appreciate your giving us the update, because I do want people to understand that, because we're trying to tell folks to to follow your doctor's instructions. And sometimes the doctor will tell you that, no, I don't want you taking this because it'll interfere with my treatment. And so doctors are not always 100% right. You're allowed to get a second opinion. With that, I do have one family member, I'll call her, that got good results taking Dr. Prasad's formula. She went to her doctor. Her blood pressure, by the way, was well over 200. The big number was well over 200. And when she took Dr. Prasad's formula, she believes that that's one of the things that helped her to get it to go down very close to normal ranges. But she went to her doctor, and the doctor told her to stop taking it because it was interfering with his treatment. And she gave me the product back. And so I was a little bit sad by that, and was very, very sorry, because maybe less than a year later, she was on dialysis. And then not long after that, she expired. Now, I'm not saying that she died because she didn't take Dr. Prasad's product. I'm not suggesting that at all, because, she had some serious diseases, and clearly she was in real trouble if she needed to have dialysis. But what I am saying is, you're allowed to go ahead and get another opinion. So if there's someone telling you that something that this scientist has produced may not help you, because not everyone's not the same, it's okay for you to go ahead and get yourself a second opinion, because there's a lot of folks out there that are getting some really, really good results, and it's possible that that it could be the case for you as well. So we encourage you to do that. Pursue the information, and you'll see for yourself. But okay, so what I wanted to share with you was just a little bit more background information on Dr. Prasad, and so that you guys can make a decision about what you want to do. It's very simple. We're not talking about expensive. And by the way, some of you have some stories that we want to hear your stories also, additional testimonials. But let me at least give you some of the information about Dr. Prasad. The man was a professor at the University of Colorado School of Medicine for some 30 years. He's been published close to 300 times in peer-reviewed publications, and he's written somewhere around 34 books. He's currently working on another publication right now that he's hoping will be picked up for publication. We're also lining up some observational studies that Dr. Prasad is going to publish. And there's a medical doctor that's going to sign off on one of them, having to do with triple negative breast cancer. So that is progress has been made with that, because that's where the problem comes in, is that even though some doctors will see it and sometimes things will happen, they're a little hesitant to put their signature on some document that's going to go out into the scientific community to announce that something took place. So don't be surprised if that is the case as well. So it's not been an easy thing to actually get doctors to step up to do that for whatever reason. You know, maybe they just don't like the notoriety or don't want to be seen, you know, in that light. Don't know. But we're not actually concerned about that at all. But anyway, that's among the things that Dr. Prasad is going to be publishing also very soon. But Dr. Prasad, through his connection with the United States military, produced a product called MMF, Military Micronutrient Formula. That product now has become Microdaily. And that's what you've been hearing everyone talk about. All these individuals who are using product, Virginia Guillbeaux, Roberta Rice, and some of you. And by the way, if you do have a story you'd like to share, go ahead and raise your hand and I'll come around to you here in just a couple moments. But that product now that we now have is called Microdaily. Now, the strongest formula version of Dr. Prasad's formula is Microdaily EMF. He's also put together some ancillary products that go along with that. The probiotic boost. Probiotic boost is outstanding for the gut, and the collagen daily, very good for the skin. Every part of our body is connected together by collagen. You need it for your bones. You need it for muscle. You need it for tissue. You need it for joints. You need it for the brain. We need it for everything. And all of that is part of the cocktail that Dr. Prasad recently had published. If I can find that paper, I'll show it to you. That is all about anti-aging. And that's what's important for you to kind of get. That connects to another patent that the product was given also for optimal health. So you take the original formula that received a patent for optimal health, and this 89-year-old gentleman who's still writing published papers put together a paper showing a connection between this core 4 of products and anti-aging or slowing down the aging process. And ask yourself a question. Could there be some truth to it? You heard Roberta Rice's story. You heard Virginia Guillbeaux's story. They believe that the aging process for them has slowed down. That's what they believe. And it's all centered around the science and the brilliance of that man, Dr. Prasad. So that's the reason why we want to pass that on to you. And by the way, he also has a product that's called Brain Boost, and that's available right now as well. And this month, if you order the Core 4, you can actually get the Brain Boost for free. You get to try the Brain Boost for free. So that's an additional bonus that you can get right now. So I'm going to just pause here for a second and see who would like to share their story, because I know, again, some of you have had some really good results, some additional good results taking Dr. Prasad's formulas. Tell us how they benefited you or someone that you care about. And if you have a question or two, you're more than welcome to ask those questions right now as well. So just because you don't have a Virginia Guillbeaux level story now doesn't mean that you can't share it. So feel free to do that. Who's got their story? Who's got their story? I don't see them all. And Horace, were you reading my mind, Horace?
Yeah.
Tell us how your story went.
Okay. About 6 years ago, I had a heart failure. They didn't say a stroke. They said heart failure. At that time, when I went to the hospital, they was checking to see if I had any blockage in my heart or whatever. And when they went in, they said there was no blockage. They also said there was no damage to the heart. So they are talking as if they're not sure whether I had a heart attack, heart failure, or what. Well, anyway, to make a long story short, after about 2 or 3 years, I lost contact with that particular doctor, and I was just taking the medicine that he prescribed for me. Well, January of this year, I had another heart failure, not a heart attack, but heart failure. I thought that I had pneumonia, is the way it felt, because I had fluid on my lungs. Well, I went to the hospital. But I asked my wife to bring my micro daily products when she came to the hospital. I never stopped taking my micro daily products. They did the EKG, they did an electrocardiogram, they did the CT scan, they did all of those things, the stress test and all of that, and they couldn't find any damage to my heart. And that this is the second one. And they got me down as congested heart failure. So that's what I'm doing now. Right now, I am wearing a heart monitor. And the doctor said, because my lower number, the first two numbers are good, but that lower number is between 38 and 40, and they wanted at least up to 50 to 60. Well, I'm still taking my micro daily. I'm taking the original 3 in the morning with a hydro boost. I'm taking the omega-3, the collagen daily, and also the probiotic every now and then because I've been on the program for over a year. So they're telling me that all of these things that they're doing to me is just a precaution to find out whether or not I have some problems with my heart. So they put me on Entresto, and they put me on another one. Now, I know Entresto messes with the kidney. So I'll make sure that I take my micro daily products. The doctor, I told the doctor, I said, he was telling me, he says, well, it seems like these products are working. I said, no, your products are not working. He said, well, what do you mean by that? I said, the products that I'm taking is my micro daily product. That's what's working. I said, all the reaction to the medicines that you give me, I don't have those reactions. They got me asymptomatic. They're saying, we don't understand that you've had congestive heart failure, but you have no damage to your heart, and you don't have any symptoms. And we just don't understand that. So they put me on the Entresto and the other products. So I'm taking about 5 different medicines, but I make sure that I take my micro daily products so that I can counteract whatever happens.
Side effects.
They gave me a test because they were saying, well, sometimes this medicine affects your kidneys. So I said, okay, took all their tests, no problems whatsoever. And the doctor just said, I don't understand. So he said, if those nutrients are really helping you, continue to do what you're doing. I said, they might, you said they might. I said, Doc, they are helping. That's why I'm in the condition that I am today. So I thank Dr. Prasad for those wonderful products that he made. That's what's keeping me healthy along with God's spirit. So I'm fine. So that's my story for right now, but it's to be continued because I got to go back after I get this heart monitor off for them to tell me whether or not they're going to do something else with me.
That's pretty amazing, Horace. What got you started on microdata in the first place? You had some health challenges that you saw results.
I had some
with.
health challenges. Right. I had lymphedema real bad, the swelling of the ankles and the knee and the legs. Sometimes my legs would swell up so tight that they would shine, the skin would shine. It felt like they were going to burst. I had neuropathy at the same time. That's the tingling of the feet, the itching and the coldness of the feet. And I didn't have much health. I was going down the hill. At 85 years old, I started going down the hill. And Bernard called me. We got in contact. And so we started talking about the products. And he asked me, he said, well, I want you to try these products. I told him, no, I'm not interested. I done went through a whole bunch of products, but I'm not interested. Bernard said, you need to try these products, Donnell. I said, no, Bernard, please. Bernard kept on being consistent. And so I tried the products, and I am thankful to him today that he did because it has helped me and my wife greatly. She was in a boating accident, got the vertebrae in her back messed up. She would go get shots in her back, in her spine, and they would last for maybe a month. And then she'd have to go back and get them again. So the doctor just finally told her, well, Miss Donnell, I'm going to tell you, you need an operation. So she said, no. She said, I'll just continue to take my micro daily, and that's it. Today, she doesn't get those shots in her back, and she doesn't have the pain that she used to have. Because she used to come home, Jonathan, sometimes I almost cried when I see her come through the door. All she could do was walk in the house, take a shower, and go to bed. She wouldn't even eat. Now, today, she's got energy and she's healthy, and I'm very thankful for that. So my Micro Daily products, I will not ever get off of them as long as I live. They have helped me and my wife have the quality of life that I want, that I was looking for. Because before that, I was just existing. I didn't feel like going nowhere, doing anything. My wife would say, come on, let's go somewhere. I would say, no, you go ahead. I'm just going to kind of lay around here. I walk with a cane. My eyesight was poor. And then I don't walk with a cane anymore. I got pep in my step. I don't stumble like I used to anymore. I walk straight up. So I'm happy with my Micro Daily products. And anybody out there who believes this is just another form of nutrients, no, they're not. These products truly do help you have a better quality of life.
That's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you very much, Horace, for sharing that. That's pretty amazing. And Bernard, thanks for being persistent and staying after him and not taking no for an answer. You guys going to add to that, Bernard? We see you, but we can't hear you yet.
And not all
It's
good.
You broken up
on this
you
hard
broke
day.
up, Bernard. We didn't hear the first part of it. So start again, please.
I say, can you hear me clearly now?
Now we hear you.
Okay. I said, I'm so happy Horace came on and shared this. And it's a good lesson for all of you. Do not accept no as being the final answer. No usually means no, not yet. And what I did was I even shared these with someone that was very sick for the last 2 months. We shared it about 10 days ago. And she just called me up, Jonathan, actually Thursday. And she's an advocate of Beamer, that little bed that help you out with
Yes.
blood flow. But
Yes.
she called me up and she says, Bernard, what did you and Michelle give me? And I said, well, the Micro Daily is something it's something way beyond anything you can ever buy out there on the market. She said, I know it is. She said, because she said, I feel great. We went up to give it to her. She really looked bad. Matter of fact, I was close. I was actually hesitant to go close to her. She was looking so bad. But now she called up and said how wonderful it is. She's at some seminars this weekend, but she says, I can't wait to talk to you and Michelle Monday. She said, because nothing helped me out until you put me on these products. For those of you that are wondering what I put her on the Hydro with the original omega-3 and the probiotic. And those 3 products really, really helped her out a lot. So don't give up on these people, because no doesn't mean no, never. It means no. And eventually they will try your product.
Wow. You could change someone's life. And that's the reason why we have presentations like this. We're passing this information on, folks. So thank you, Bernard, for adding that additional piece of information for us, an additional story that could make a huge difference in somebody's life. So it's very simple, folks. This is the core 4. And anyone who invited you here today can help you to see how to get those products. You can order them a la carte, or you can order them in a bundle. But the company Engage Global, I refer to it as subsidize our health. They want us to get it so badly that they've literally reduced the price down to where it's within reach for anyone. If you were to buy the ingredients just on the packages, it would be probably close to $1,000. If you were to buy these individual products by themselves retail, we've done the math, it would be just about $320 to get all 4 of the ones you're looking at here on the screen. But if you buy them as an affiliate or as a preferred customer individually, you get a 25% discount. That takes you down to about $230 or so, $220, somewhere in that area. But if you buy them as a bundle like this, what you see on the screen, it's just about $200. If you get the capsule form of the Micro Daily, it's $199. If you get the Hydro version of it that you see on the screen, it's $205. So you just can't beat it purchasing it as a bundle. So now's the best time for you to do it. And as you mentioned, for the month of June, they're giving a free brain boost when you purchase that bundle as well. So that's an additional $40 savings that you get with the purchase of it. So now's a good time for you to do that. We just about used up all of our time, and Dr. Prasad was busy at I think one of his family members, some family member was having an engagement party that he had to get to. But we shared with you all of the information about his products, his formulas, his discovery, and a bunch of testimonials. But next week, we'll be back again. Every Sunday at 5 o'clock, invite someone that you care about